In this video, teacher will explain the meaning of roots of a quadratic equation. After that, you will learn how to determine the roots of a quadratic equation by factorization method. What is the relationship between the roots of a quadratic equation and the position of the roots? Let us look at the graph of quadratic function below. When a greater than 0, the graph of quadratic function looks like a smiling face. Now we need to determine where are the roots. As you know, the root of a quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 are the point of intersection of the graph of the quadratic function fx equals ax squared plus bx plus c and the s-axis, which are also known as s-intercept. So now here is the roots, and also here. Now, when a less than 0, the quadratic function look like a set base. So now you know where is the roots. Okay, it's here and here. We also call it as s-intercept. To know further, let us look at example 1. For each graph of quadratic equation below, mark and state the roots of the given quadratic equation. A 2x squared minus 7x plus 3 equals 0. So as you know, the roots at the s-axis. So we also call it as s-intercept, right? So it's here and here. Okay, so the roots are 0.5 and 3. We look at B here. Negative x squared minus x minus 12 equals 0. So we can see the roots at the s-axis. The first one, the second one. Okay, so now the roots are negative 3 and also 4. After we learn the meaning of roots of a quadratic equation, now we are going to learn how to determine whether each of the following values is a root of the given quadratic equation. Now the quadratic equation is 3x squared plus 7x minus 6 equals 0. So we need to find whether the s equals negative 3 is a root of the given quadratic equation. So how to do it? When s equals negative 3, at the left hand side we have 3x squared plus 7x minus 6. At the right hand side we have 0. Now we need to substitute the value of s into here. 3, negative 3 square plus 7 times negative 3 minus 6. By using calculator, it equals 0. So the value of left hand side and right hand side are the same. So what is the conclusion? S equals -3 is a root of the equation 3s squared plus 7s minus 6
equals 0.
Okay, so quite simple, right? Okay. Now we are going to determine whether s equals 1 is the root of the 3s squared plus 7s minus 6 equals 0. So again, we write when s equals 1. Again, at the left hand side, we have 3s squared plus 7s minus 6. At the right hand side, we have the value of 0. Again, we substitute the value of s equals 1 into here. 3 multiply 1 square plus 7 multiply 1 minus 6 equals 4. So you compare these two values. Are these two values same? Not the same. Okay, so now what is the conclusion? Thus, s equals 1 is not a root of equation 3s squared plus 7s minus 6 equals 0. Now we try to answer one more question. Determine whether s equals -2 is a root of the quadratic equation s squared minus 4s equals 12. Now you can see at the right hand side here, we have the value of 12. So actually we still use the same method. When s equals -2, at the left hand side we have s squared minus 4s. And at the right hand side we have 12. So as usual, we just substitute the value of s into here. -2 squared minus 4 times -2. -2 squared is 4. -4 times -2 is +8 equals 12. These two values are the same. So what is the conclusion? Thus, s equals -2 is a root of the equation s squared minus 4s equals 12. Now we look at example 4. Determine whether each of the following values is a root of the given quadratic equation. A. 2 bracket s minus 1 bracket s plus 5 equals 0. Okay, now the question is, we need to expand this equation or not? Actually, no need. We just follow the procedure like what we did just now. Okay, so when s equals -5, At the left hand side, we have 2 bracket s minus 1 s plus 5. At the right hand side, we have 0. Okay, so again, we substitute the value of s into it. Okay, so 2 s is negative 5, so negative 5 minus 1, another bracket, negative 5 plus 5. So equals 2 times negative 6 times 0 equals 0. Now you compare the left and right. Same or not? Yes, same. So what is your conclusion? The conclusion is s equals negative 5 is a root of 2 bracket s minus 1 bracket s plus 5 equals 0. Now we try s equals negative 1. So when s equals negative 1, at the left hand side, 2 bracket s minus 1 bracket s plus 5, and the right hand side we have the value of 0. Now we substitute s equals negative 1 into here, so 2 bracket negative 1 minus 1, here negative 1 plus 5 equals 2 bracket negative 2, another bracket is 4. Okay, so what is the value? Negative 16. Okay, are these two values same? No. Okay, so what is the conclusion? Thus, s equals negative 1 is not a root of equation 2 bracket s minus 1 bracket s plus 5 equals 0. Now we are going to learn the most important part of today's lesson. How do you determine the roots of the quadratic equation by the factorization method? We look at the example 5. Determine the roots of the following quadratic equation by factorization method. S squared minus 5s plus 6 equals 0. Okay, so how to factorize? If we use the manual method, last time we learned like this, right? Still remember, we draw the table like this. Okay, here we fill in s squared and also 6. Okay, so s times s equals s squared and 3 times 2 equals 6. But here we have negative 5s, so I just put here negative because negative 3 times negative 2 also equals 6. Okay, so we do the cross multiplication. Here we obtain negative 3s. At the bottom we obtain negative 2s. And we add these two values, negative 3s plus negative 2s equals negative 5s. If the value of here same as the middle here, then we can use this as the factorization. Okay, so how to write? Okay, so first bracket is s minus 3, the second bracket, s minus 2. Of course, you can write s minus 2 first, followed by s minus 3. And don't forget, write equals 0. Okay, so now s minus 3 equals 0. Or if you s minus 2 equals 0. Okay, so now s equals 3. Same as here. Okay, so you will obtain s equals 2. The roots of s squared minus 5s plus 6 are s equals 3 or s equals 2. Okay, now teacher teach you how to check your answer by using calculator. Okay, first you press mode 3 times until the following display is shown. Okay, you can see this. Press 1 to choose equation, which is equation. Display shown unknown 2 or 3. So you press the button arrow here. Then you will obtain degree. Then you choose 2. Because here our quadratic function, the highest degree is 2. Display show a equals 1. So for this equation, a is equals 1. So you key in 1. Then press equals 2. After that, you will see b equals what? So b is negative 5. So key in negative 5 and press equals. And what is the value of c? 6, right? So you key in 6 and press again equals. And you will see s1 equals 3. And you press the button equals again, you will see this. s2 equals 2. So this is the root. Okay, s equals 3 and s equals 2. Same, right? This is how we use the calculator to check the answer. Okay, now we try again another question. Determine the roots of the following quadratic equation by factorization method. Okay, so now what you can see here, we don't have the k to the power of 2, right? And we have the fraction. So you look at here, at the bottom here is k. So means if I want to eliminate the value of k here, I multiply k, right? Then I can cut. So if I multiply k here, everything I need to multiply k. So 2k squared equals 7k minus 6. And you need to arrange into general form. What is general form? as squared plus bs plus c equals 0. After you arrange the quadratic equation into general form, only you can do the factorization. Okay, so now we try to arrange. Okay, 2k squared minus 7k plus 6 equals 0. Okay, so now again we do the factorization. 2k squared 6. Okay, so 2k multiply k. And 6 is, we try 3 times 2. Okay, So if I do the cross multiplication, 3k, here 4k, correct or not? Can get 7k? I will obtain positive 7k. So I need to put negative here. Okay, so negative 3 times negative 2 also can get 6. Okay, so we do the cross multiplication. K times negative 3 is negative 3k. 2k times negative 2 is negative 4k. So negative 3k plus negative 4k is negative 7k. Again, teacher want to remind you, this one must equals to the middle one. Then we can write the factorization here. Okay, so I write the bracket here, 2k minus 3, another bracket, k minus 2 equals 0. Also, you can use the calculator method to obtain the answer, but I'm not going to show it now. Okay, I just use the manual method. Okay, 2k minus 3 equals 0, or k minus 2 equals 0. 2k equals 3 and k equals 3 over 2, or k equals 2. Okay, that's all for today. If my video can help you, please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.